The immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm talking about probably the best benefit of the Switch 2, and that's playing Switch 1 games with improved frame rate, load times, hyper dynamic resolution, other things, other enhancements. It's pretty awesome that the Switch 2 can play nearly everything of the Switch 1's library. They're constantly doing updates, and in today's video, I'm just taking a look at some first-party Switch 1 games that I had in my collection and showing them running on Switch 2. And some of them look a lot better. Some of them run about the same, maybe a slight improvement, and I give you my thoughts about it. As you know, these are really 10 games that definitely you can delve into. And you know what? You might be curious, how are these running on a Switch 2? I'm just showing you with some gameplay footage, give you my thoughts about it, and thank you so much for coming to this channel. Anyways, sit back, relax, here we go. ARMS is one of the Nintendo games that got a free update, and boy, it does look better. And it's a constant 60 frames a second, and so it looks great. And this is a fun, casual fighting game. You know what, I didn't play this much after I purchased it and checked it out with my family as I moved on to other games like many other people, but this might be one you want to go back and check out. The load times have improved. Some of the information in this video were from a Reddit list of people that are trying to test different games, and I know there's various lists out there, so for me, I definitely could notice the better visuals, and this is well worth going back to replay. I purchased the original release of this on the Wii U, and there's a 3DS version, and the Switch version shown here looks awesome, slightly improved. Definitely, it's kind of hard to tell. I noticed the visuals more on ARMS, but it does look great. And this is definitely an underrated puzzle game from Nintendo. 40 bucks. I purchased this on eBay as I didn't have the Switch version. Just pretty much picked this up for this video. And going back to revisit this, just an amazing puzzle game. I really enjoy this one. It does have improved visuals, HDR support. The big thing here is that it has game share. And so that means you can play this with other players, and with the use of game share, pretty awesome feature added to the Switch 2. I am a big fan of the Hyrule Warriors series, and there's 2 on the Switch. This is the definitive edition. This was also on the Wii U, and it looks fantastic on the Switch 2. It definitely has improved frame rate, looks fantastic. I do believe it has HDR support, and you know what? Definitely recommend this one. There's an upcoming one, Age of Imprisonment, coming to the Switch 2 with an unknown release day. But yeah, there's a lot of gameplay to enjoy here. If you're a fan of that Warriors style gameplay, look no further than this. Looks fantastic on the Switch 2, and definitely highly recommended for me. Metroid Dread was a cool 2.5D Metroid side-scroller, and fantastic, and it has improved shadows and textures on the Switch 2. This one was subtle. I don't know if it looked a ton better, just being honest, but I got stuck playing this on the Switch and kind of never went back to it, so definitely one I need to go and revisit if I have more time. But just wanted to show what it looks like running on the Switch 2, and so yeah. Another game that surprised me. Now, I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan. I did purchase this recently from a local game store, and that's Pokemon Arceus. This is the first Pokemon game I've played in years. And so I heard it was good. I heard it was a good game to start playing if you want to get into the Pokemon universe. And so I'm checking it out. Haven't played a Pokemon game in a long time, and what I've played so far looks pretty good. It's locked at 30 frames a second, increased consistency, and has HDR support. So you know what, I didn't pick this up when it came out on the Switch. I heard some Pokemon games had a hard time running properly. So it's nice to see that this is running great on the Switch 2. I had no hiccups, and I enjoyed what I played so far. Just started out. And if you like the content that you see on my channel, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell, as it means a lot to me. It supports me. I've been doing YouTube a long time. This next game needs no introduction, and this is Animal Crossing. As you know what, Animal Crossing is a fantastic release on the Switch. I know many people picked it up and played it during COVID, and others are reporting that Animal Crossing has a more consistent frame rate. There's a few bug fixes as well, slight visual upgrade, and the load times have improved. And so, you know what, really the Switch 2 is becoming a great way to go back and revisit Switch 1 games, especially ones that had some limitations due to hardware, as these games are running a little bit better on the Switch 2, and it's really nice to see that. Fantastic game, and definitely had wide appeal to people. I picked up Super Mario Bros. Wonder when it came out, and I really appreciate this 2D Mario game, as it does a lot of different things, different effects, and it's a fun platformer, and it definitely looks better. And I have more experience with this game, so definitely, you know, just my opinion, this looks a lot better. Has 60 frames a second, and the textures definitely have been bumped up and improved. HDR support, and you know what? This is just a wonderful game, and just looks that much better on the Switch 2. I highly recommend this game. It's one of my favorite 2D Mario games to come out in years, as it doesn't try to just do the same thing over and over again. It tries different gameplay mechanics, and it is a blast to play. I know the Splatoon franchise is popular. I played it back in the Wii U days and purchased the Splatoon 2 for the Switch, played it for a hot minute, put it down, and really never went back to it. I had kind of a frustrating experience playing with a friend of mine online. But you know what? I know they're fans of the series, and definitely in the comments, let me know what you think of the Splatoon franchise. But this is a fun, friendly shooter game. You know, definitely has the whole paint mechanic, and I know there's a lot of fans of it. I am looking forward to the upcoming Splatoon game, and we'll definitely give it a try. So in the comments, let me know what you think of this. This next one is a big one, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This game so far has not gotten the bump in visuals, but I still think it looks good. And it says that loading times have been improved. And so this is a very, very popular game. I brought this into my elementary classroom, and it's always a hit at the end of the year. Playing, you know, with friends, lots of unlockable characters. This looks great on the Switch 2. And you know what? I am a fan of this game, big fan of the franchise, and looking forward to seeing what Nintendo does moving forward, as I'm sure they're working on a new one. But you know what? There's so many unlockable characters and secrets, and this is just casual fighting fun, easy to play and difficult to master. And I know there's lots of fans of this. There's just so many iconic characters in this game that they put, and I love it. As mentioned in my Switch 2 review, if you haven't seen it, you may want to check it out. Super Mario Odyssey looks fantastic. Definitely bumped visuals, increased load times. I do believe HDR support, and fantastic. This is a must-play of all the games I'm talking about today. If you're a big open world 3D Mario fan, you may want to check this out. It can be kind of overwhelming of how much stuff is in this game. Looks absolutely brilliant. Huge fan of this game, and an example of how well Switch 1 games can look on the Switch 2. It is a must-play. Highly recommend it. And what do you think? In the comments below, let me know. Some amazing games there. And you know what? Maybe you just have a Switch 1 and you want to check these out. Or maybe you forgot about these, as there's so many releases on the Switch 1. You can just dig into these and you play them however the way you want. Anyways, thank you so much for before coming to my channel, just want to announce that I opened up an Etsy store where you can check out many of my homebrew and aftermarket games that I offer there. The link is below for that. It's a great way of supporting me being an independent game publisher. And I just want to thank everybody for just coming to this video and watching it. And if you like what you see, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell. As I'm uploading videos every week, I enjoy doing these types of videos. Thank you so much. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Let's keep it positive. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.